Malcolm Garvey, Huey. Study
Dedicated to
Malcolm
all
Garvey,
political
Huey.
prisoners.
Their life was like a movie. Study Malcolm Garvey, Huey. Malcolm Garvey, Huey.
It's Gangsta
Malcolm
Grill,
Garvey,
Gangsta
Huey.
Grill,
Their life was like a movie.
Free Mumia!
Prince of Pan-Africanism. I'm back in the Netherlands for the second time. First visit since January. The weather's good as far as I'm concerned. We're about to go up to Rotterdam, take care of a radio interview. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night. Amsterdam, power lecture by Black America's #1 most requested speaker. And then we're going to do the Hidden Colors question and answer on Friday night. Then we're going to go up to Rotterdam, power lecture Saturday night, Hidden Colors plus a Q&A on Sunday night. So the way this is going to work is on Thursday and Saturday, I talk to y'all. But on Friday and Sunday, y'all get to communicate with me. So one meeting is me to y'all, the second meeting is y'all to me. We're here for the purposes of raising money for the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for Black Boys and the Anna Douglas Amy Garvey Leadership Academy for Black Girls. So I want to thank everybody who bought a ticket because that money goes to fund that fundraiser. We're trying to get the $2 million to buy the St. Paul's College or some other schools that we're looking at. But $2 million US is what we aiming for. So far, $250,000. We're 1/8 of the way there. We got another 7/8 to go. Let's keep on pushing. When you show up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, make sure you have a check or money order. Again, a check or money order payable to FDMG Academy. It's not about me, it's not about y'all, it's about we, it's about the babies. DrUmarJohnson.com, DrUmarJohnsonSchool.com, DrUmarHBCUTours.com. Can't wait till tomorrow night.
I die, I organize. Everything I do's revolutionize. I build what's good for the whole damn hood. Study G's like these, really think you should. I study.
It was also said by somebody very special, Quincy. Die heeft dat in Roet in het Eten.
Ja, the dude from last.
Well, I challenged him to come out last.
Yeah, but he didn't come.
Yeah.
We invited him personally, like, okay, address it to the man directly. Just make the point.
That's
then
why
he
I asked it.
Yeah, but the problem is that people like to make these allegations and assumptions based upon hearsay. They hear something and they just blow it out of the context, and then they just like, yeah, well, he said it. Where's your proof?
Yeah.
And that's the whole point, and that is just like.
But the proof is now here.
Yeah. Live and direct.
Malcolm Garvey, Huey. Malcolm Garvey, Huey. Monster Cody with the Uzi. Listening to Fela Kuti. I'm Ogun with the machete. Especially if it's deli. Got Santos for the hexy to protect me, so respect me. This is heavy, legendary, revolutionary. My wifey, she resurrect me when they thought they had me buried. Took me out the cemetery. Now it's family over every. Cause it's all that's necessary to avoid the commissary.
Umar Johnson from the States, how are you, sir?
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me on the show, and peace and blessings to Rotterdam.
Yeah, my colleague Lionel said he thought the great boxer Muhammad Ali came inside there.
Yes, in a certain way. Yeah. I guess I'm the Muhammad Ali of Pan-Africanism.
Okay. How are you doing?
I've been doing okay. All's been well. Just finished up a terrific tour over in the United Kingdom. 5 stops. We did London, we did Luton, Birmingham, Manchester, and Wolverhampton. Strong turnout, sold out in most places. A lot of people came, showing support, donations. You know, I'm on a world tour to try to raise the consciousness and raise money for the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey National Academy that I want to do for African boys, International Leadership Academy, the first of its kind, based on the principles of Pan-Africanism and African culture.
Very good, man. What is the difference that you experience between the people in the States and in the UK?
I would say there's not
about consciousness, eh?
About consciousness, not a lot of difference. There's probably more conscious people in the States because the States are larger. So just based on sheer number, consciousness may be more abundant in the Americas. But I find just as much consciousness in London and Birmingham and Manchester. I don't see a lot of differences. I see a lot of similarities, for good and for bad.
Did you follow the Black Pete discussion?
Yes. Yes.
I had a couple of active parties here in the studio who are they are pro Black people.
Yes.
And we are anti-Black people.
Yes.
And we talk to them, and I think the discussion we're having is like a dumb discussion.
It is.
It is a dumb discussion. I think if you want to fight this problem, or we see it like a problem, then you must go to a higher level. You must talk to the schools. Like, how do you see Black people?
But I go a little bit, I take it a step further.
Yeah.
I think that the brothers and sisters in the Netherlands, okay, the Dutch Africans, I think that we need to take this fight to the African Union. I think research needs to be done to find out if Amsterdam, if Holland does business with any African nations. Do they do business with any Caribbean nations?
I think Shell is doing business.
Okay.
Shell is from Holland.
Right.
And they have lots of companies in Africa.
Exactly. So then what needs to happen needs to be an embargo. You understand?
Boycott.
There needs to be a boycott. And African countries need to tell Holland that if you do not stop this holiday, we're cutting off the flow of the oil. We're cutting off the flow of the gas. It has to be a Pan-African.
Mining.
Yes. It has to be a Pan-Africanist approach. In other words, I think the diaspora has to lend a hand to the struggle against Black people. Yes, the Black community has to decide who's going to be a spokesperson and its ambassadors, officially, okay? You represent the African Dutch as it relates to this Black people situation. You're the official ambassador to the African Union, right? And then it needs to be letters.
We have one guy here at the radio station, his name is Quincy, and he's like the face of that fight.
Okay.
He's been arrested a couple of times, and he's right now at the European Parliament. He's a good friend of mine, and he's like the face of this fight in Holland.
Okay.
A couple of weeks ago, I had the granddaughter of Bob Marley here in the studio, and she was telling me about the Rasta. They had their own farm in Jamaica. They used to be very rich. They used to have their own food, grow their own stuff, everything. They were like a community in Jamaica, and all these people are trying to take it over.
Wow.
So that's why she's on tour too, just like you, to find the people to make the people conscious about it.
Yes, you have to. You have to. And the Caribbean is under attack economically because I see an attempt by Europeans to try to recolonize Europe, not in name but in practice. They're really trying to buy it. And there's a lot of money. A lot of Europeans are going to Caribbean islands and buying very large tracts of land. And the Caribbean governments need to be careful. I saw this when I was in St. Thomas. I saw it in Jamaica. I saw it when I was in Bermuda. Okay. I saw it in St. Croix. They're buying large tracts of land. As you know, the islands are not that big to begin with.
So
and if the governments...
hold on, like said, 17th century, 1600, they just went there and they just took it, but now they are just
paying for it. But taking it just the same. And once they get it, it's their private property. And I don't know if the African heads of state are conscious of what's happening. You're seeing the recolonization of the Caribbean before our eyes. But as you said, as opposed to it being done through strong armed militaristic conquering, it's being done through economic purchase. They're buying too much land. There should be a law if too much land is being bought by white folk in the Caribbean.
That's a little bad.
And they're buying the most critical pieces of land. They're buying the land that's by the coast. They're buying the land that's by the docks where the ships come in. Yeah. They're buying the critical pieces of land. In fact, when I was in St. Thomas a few months ago, I learned that the white folk who own land in a certain part of the country want to annex it into a different country. They want to give it another name. They don't even want to be part of St. Thomas no more. Yes, they want to be given their own country. See, so they buy up all the land in a certain area. And then they say we don't even want to be a part of this
I'ma
country.
live for you 5, so I stop getting high. If you know, then you recognize it's that black and brown pride. This the power of the mind. RBG, God divine. You can see through the lies if you could read between the lines.
I live, I die, I organize. Everything I do revolutionize. I build what's good for the whole damn hood. Study G's like these, really think you should.
Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Study Malcolm Garvey Huey.
Mentally against whatever life has to bring. Not, I think it should be beyond just race, but anything, because I'm in the business world and a lot of fraudsters are also out there. There are a lot of people who also want to bring you down, apart from the fact that your skin tone. So I really believe in that, and I learned so much, and I'm yet to learn a lot more.
Malcolm Garvey Huey.
Malcolm Garvey, Huey, Bunchy, Bobby, Pac, and Tukey. Sitting by the door so you can say I'm acting spooky. Just like in the movie, son, you better pack your toolie. Niggas switch be acting fruity, you'll be cracking like they pookie. Rather smoke a doobie than be burning and eluding. Bang, bang, pig shooting, we should blame Rudy Julie. Yanny for the camera, shine a white and nose candy. Let you banging on the system, you a gangster wearing panties. RBG, my family from the Bronx to Miami.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're here, we're from Cruto.nl, we're two boat riders. My name is Parfurim, this is Ajana.
I know what John.
You know Ajana, that's great. And we're here actually to talk about the fundraising tour, and we also have a couple of questions that involve the black community. Cruto.nl is started recently. It's founded by Umar Johnson and Garfani. It's actually a way to engage more with the black community, to talk about the problems that we face, to interact with each other, but also to empower each other and to share information. One of the cool things about the website is also that it provides an index, so black business owners can interact with each other, but also people who are interested in promoting black ownership and also investing in black ownership can easily find the information and connect with each other. We're gonna talk about the fundraising tour in a couple of minutes. But first, I would also like to reflect on the last time you were here. You were here for the conference, and you spoke a lot about black empowerment and building our own structures. And a couple of days ago, you had the meet and greet. How was that?
It went well. It went very well. A lot of new faces. Always like to see new faces. Conscious community has been criticized internationally for speaking to the choir, preaching to the same people over and over again. So whenever I see new faces, in addition to the old ones from visit to visit, it does show me that we're reaching a different segment of the population. So it was good.
It's growing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Cruto is also embracing the concept of Pan-Africanism. Can you give your explanation or your definition of it?
Well, Pan-Africanism, which is the black man's oldest formal ideology, is basically two tenets. Number one, that all people of African ancestry constitute one human family. And number two, that we should identify primarily as members of that human family before we identify with any other professional, cultural, religious, or other stigmatization. We're African first. And we believe that if we practice being African first and see each other as members of the same human family, we would be able to get a lot more things done together. We wouldn't be in a situation that we're in now, because our primary internal obstacle towards facing white supremacy is overcoming petty differences that are the result of identifying primarily the superficial labels versus our historical, genetic, and biological identification with the mother continent of Africa. So we're fighting over what religion we should belong to. We're fighting over which ideology we should ascribe to. We're fighting over what we should call ourselves, what we should call each other, what we should call God. But if we just recognize that we're all Africans, and if we put that first, we believe that we could rectify most of our other situations. On top of that, if you look at the condition of Africa, you'll see that Africa struggles because she doesn't have a structured, consistent, and committed level of support from Africans out throughout the diaspora. We're the reason Africa is in the condition she's in, because we haven't embraced the obligation to her as the mother continent. And Pan-Africanism, we would argue, is the solution to all of our problems. An international operational unity of African people worldwide, something that all other races have anyway. So we would argue that Pan-Africanism is something that should be culturally natural for all of us, you know, because we see it's natural for Chinese, no matter where they are, to identify with each other. Arabs, no matter where they are. Anglo-Saxons, no matter where they are. We're the only people who are limited geographically by where we live. And a lot of that was conditioned into us by slavery, you know, colonialism. But it's time for us to put it back. So Pan-Africanism, again, is an ideology that sees all African people as members of the same human family, and that we identify primarily as being African before we do anything else.
Yeah.
Police cannot stand me packing y'all like a manny. Call me Little Bobby Hutton, cause I'm first to push the button. Rappers don't be saying nothing to the system, we say fuck them. This is for the Honda, mama, see mama Akua. All the real OGs, I'm a soldier cause you told me study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey, I'm reporting in the duty. Sticky, icky, yours truly here for duty. Don Davino, M.A. Uno, you know how we drop the jury. This is real, not a movie, not Mickey, Donald, Goofy. I'm a soldier, I avoid a bitch nigga like the cooties. School face in a hoodie. Fresh pair of khakis, we could do this like we fama. Go to war like the Apaches, for whatever, I stay ready. I learned that in Tallahassee. Babatunde used to school me as a juvie, skipping classes. Never let the system use me. My duty is my...
Have them cameras ready. If you come up here and the camera not ready, we're not taking no pictures. You should already be ready. All right? Queen Mother, you got it, right?
You are my son.
And you are my mama.
I pay.
You got it? All right. Who we got next? Thank you, Queen Mother.
I have a good...
Will do. Thanks a lot.
Lieve mensen, we moeten gaan afronden, dus zoveel mogelijk alvast een beetje je jas pakken. We hebben nog 10 minuten.
What are you saying?
We got 10 minutes, then we are...
Hands with
Thanks
you.
for coming, sir. Yeah? Thanks a lot, mama. Where that sign-in sheet at? Everybody sign that sign-in sheet. You didn't get it? Where the sign-in sheet at?
Dedicated to all political prisoners. Life was like a movie study. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Life was like a movie. I die, I organize. Everything I do's revolutionize. I build what's good for the whole damn hood. Study G's like these, really think you should. I study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Marcia Cody with the Uzi. Listening to
Peace and love. It's Dr. Umar Johnson, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I'm here, Rotterdam, Netherlands. Saturday, December the 20th. We just had a strong event with the brothers and sisters here in the community. I wanted to get back over here before the year end. I was here in January, and it's been all love. Amsterdam, all love. Well attended yesterday, well attended today. Tomorrow will be the grand finale. We're going to show a little bit of Hidden Colors, and then we're going to get into a critical Pan-African community town hall discussion. So tomorrow going to be the grand finale. I go back to America and get ready for my Kwanzaa tour. So brothers and sisters, please support the fundraiser. We're trying to raise $2 million to purchase the Fred Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy. Send your donations payable to FDMG Academy. Put that in the mail and mail it to P.O. Box 6872, Philadelphia, PA 19132. I repeat, P.O. Box 6872, Philadelphia, PA 19132. Send your resume if you want to work at the school to fdmgresumes@gmail.com. Make sure you add me on WhatsApp. 215-989-9858 is the phone number. Twitter and Instagram, Dr. Umar Johnson. And for all my black parents in the world, if you have a son, 11 to 17, send him to America so he can be part of the Dr. Umar HBCU tour and Pan-African Boot Camp for black boys 11 to 17 is going down 5 weeks of April. You choose the week that you want your son to attend, and you can get more information on the website, Dr. Umar HBCU Tours. DRUMAR HBCUTOURS.com. I want your son to come with me for a week so we can teach him how to be a man. It's Pan-Africanism or perish, repatriation or extermination.
necessary to avoid the commissary. I'ma live for you 5, so I stop getting high. If you know, then you recognize it's that black and brown pride. This the power of the mind. RBG, God the vine. You can see through the lines if you can read between.
Jullie waren gisteren ook in Amsterdam?
Ja, ik was wel in Amsterdam. Ja.
Vond je dat?
Ja, inspiring. Sowieso. Ik vind het dat Umar echt gewoon fuel geeft om... als hij een tijdje niet is geweest, dan zakt het een beetje, bij mij tenminste. En nu hij er weer is geweest, denk ik, ja, inderdaad. Ik werk als jeugdhulpverlener, dus ik focus me dan voornamelijk op wat hij te vertellen heeft over inderdaad kinderpsychologie en gebruik van medicatie, ADHD, al die stoornissen die gediagnosticeerd worden bij onze zwarte jongens, maar waar het inderdaad niet van klopt. Dus op het moment dat hij komt of ik dingen van hem lees of documentaires van hem zie, dan raak ik gewoon weer helemaal geïnspireerd om inderdaad te blijven vechten voor onze zwarte jongens, waar ik gewoon voornamelijk mee bezig ben.
Inspirerend, heel veel cognitieve dissonantie van dingen dat je denkt, en dat je hem haat, dat je van hem houdt en als het allemaal inzinkt, denk ik, hij weet waar hij het over heeft en hij snapt het.
Zijn er dingen die je herkent?
Ja, heel veel. Ook wel dingen waarbij ik denk, ik wil het niet geloven, ik wil het niet op die manier zien. Ik wil hoop hebben dat, maar omdat je van binnen ook wel weet dat hij gelijk heeft of dat je weet waar hij het over heeft of dat je hem ook voelt. Dus heel veel mixed feelings. En, maar ook heel veel waar ik ook achter sta, hoe ik het ook ervaar. Ik ben ook schoolpsycholoog en familietherapeut. Dus hij zegt heel veel dingen die ik echt voel, waar ik het mee eens ben.
Especially if it's Delhi, got the Santos for the hexy to protect me, so respect me. This is heavy, legendary, revolutionary. My wifey, she resurrect me when they thought they had me buried. Took me out the cemetery, now it's family over every, cause it's all that's necessary.
Maar we gaan nog niet met hem beginnen. We gaan eerst naar de film kijken. Wat de opzet voor vandaag is, er komt een vertoning van de Hidden Colors deel 3. Dat is een documentaire waar ook Dr. Umar Johnson aan heeft meegewerkt. En nadat we dus een gedeelte van de verfilming hebben gezien, dan is er een Q&A, oftewel een vraagronde. Dan kunnen jullie alles vragen, ook met betrekking tot de documentaire. Maar vooral ook dingen die je dwars zitten of wat je meer over wil weten. Ja, hij gaat met jullie in gesprek. Maar in ieder geval zou ik ook nog willen mededelen dat de Grapevine Productions hieraan heeft meegewerkt. Dus ook voor hun applaus. Dus mag ik applaus. Niet zomaar stank applaus, applaus.
Between the lines, I live, I die, I organize. Everything I do revolutionize. I build what's good for the whole damn hood. Study G's like these, really think you should. Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey.
Malcolm Garvey, Huey, Bunchy, Bobby, Pac, and Tukey. Sitting by the door so you can say I'm acting spooky.